It is my oh, it is my pleasure and honor to introduce our Toastmaster of the evening. And he is a fellow, I can say, par excellence. And you may ask why. First, when you is an avid sports fellow. Number one, scuba diving. He is a certified scuba diver. Number two, in biking, he can bike 200 kilometers.
Sobrang po.
Why? I've been biking, but the most that I've done was only 40 kilometers and already so tired like that. Imagine 200 kilometers. In Toastmasters, he's a distinguished Toastmaster. Can you imagine that? As to education, he uh, he is a holder of a master degree in business administration, and he's an honor on this. If we can say summa cum laude. And for other, he's almost a PhD only because of some conflict. That's why he was not able to finish his thesis. And for character, he's a holy man. Why? He's so kind in helping less fortunate people. So fellow Toastmaster, let us welcome our Toastmaster of the evening, our distinguished Toastmaster, Fred Nadella. A round of applause, please.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hill. I trust you don't believe everything Toastmaster Hill says. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. We are glad that we have a guest tonight, or two guests actually, one a Toastmaster guest and a non-Toastmaster guest. And I hope and I pray that this will be an exciting and inspiring time for you during our meeting tonight. So welcome to the educational portion of our program for this evening. Our theme tonight is Where in the World? Back in the late 80s or early 90s, some of you were still not born, there was this computer game called Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? It is a game where you use your detective skills to decipher the given clues so that you'll be able to track where Carmen Sandiego has traveled and where you can finally catch him. Even if the graphics at the time were not so developed, it was one of the fun games, and it was rather popular actually in the early 90s and late 80s. I was reminded of this game when the pandemic was over and the lockdown was lifted and people can travel again. And I learned this new strange phrase, revenge travel. Having not traveled for more than 2 years, and perhaps in order to keep their sanity, many people went on travel splurges, traveling to places near and far. So tonight is an opportunity to share to us the places you have been to. You give us your best tips on how to get there cheap, where the best place to stay, what to expect, what was the best thing you experienced, or perhaps your worst nightmare during your travel. By your sharing, you might be able to help someone wanting to travel to the same place and get the best experience possible. I also hope that you might be able to share places you want to visit and why you want to visit that place. In the Toastmasters, we have several portions of our program, and the first portion is the introduction of a new word, the word of the evening. And to start the ball rolling, let's learn a new word tonight. Hopefully, it is a word which will help us, encourage us to think about visiting places. But before I call the word master, I would like to ask a favor from our role takers, particularly the word master, the tabletop topic master and the general evaluator that before you do your assigned role, say something related to travel. Perhaps the best place you have visited, your worst nightmare while on travel, or perhaps a place you wanted to visit in the future. It should not be a long speech, perhaps an introductory sentence, and one or two sentences as the body. It doesn't have even to be a complete speech. So please do that so you can know what are your travel experiences. Our word master is an aspiring Toastmaster who wants to become a better public speaker, and she has been very diligent in attending our meetings and in accepting roles. So please help me welcome Toastmaster Maria Grace Clark for our word of the evening.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Yeah. Our word for the evening is a 9-letter noun, and this means a detailed plan or route of a journey. It is also a record of travel or travel plan. Who would like to give it a try?
Itinerary.
Anybody?
Itinerary.
Who is that?
Toastmaster Fred.
Hello, Toastmaster Fred. So itinerary is the correct word, and you somehow guessed it right. Congratulations. So in giving a concrete example, so we have this mine. Of course, I'm going to give the first example. So it's going to be this way. I'm going to make my itinerary for my dream vacation at Maldives. So
Wow.
I have used the word itinerary. Relating to the instruction or the request of our Toastmaster of the evening to say something about our travel plan, I would like to share this kind of a frustration because I have already secured a passport and which has already expired at least 3 years ago, but never had I used it to pursue a travel abroad. So it's quite challenging and it's quite, for my part, very, yes, sir, challenging task to pursue it this year and for the coming years to give justice to that accomplishment of mine to have a new passport because it's going to be useless if you
I think we lost
not
you.
using not even once. So I believe that having travel or pursuing a travel is the best education one could get. So better start it this year and perhaps to do a an itinerary so that we can have a good or a great vacation perhaps or a great memory to add to our list of accomplished tasks this year. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the
Thank you very
evening.
much, Toastmaster Grace. At the very least, you can use your passport for ID purposes.
Yes, thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please try to use the word itinerary or itinerary. I don't know what is the exact pronunciation for that, but it means it's your schedule of travel or places you want to go or things you want to do and things like that. Even going to the grocery store and going to the bank, that's an itinerary. So you don't have to go abroad. Just go to the bank, go to the grocery store. That will be itinerary. We have come to one of the most awaited portion in the dictionary portion of our program. For the non-Toastmaster guests, this is known as the table topic session. This is the part where a topic is thrown to the audience without any prior notice, and then one of the members in the audience will be asked to react to that topic. This is an impromptu speaking session So this is a very good opportunity to practice speaking on your feet. And our table topic master is a person who has dedicated himself to the cause of the Toastmasters. And I trust that he will continue to deliver his speeches. And I hope one day that he will aspire to become a district officer. He is really a very strong candidate for that position. Please help me welcome past President, Toastmaster Glenn Humilia.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Fred, and for your endorsement, even though I don't have any plans at all yet. Hello, Toastmasters and guests. Good evening. In response to distinguished Toastmaster Fred's request, I'd like to share one of my worst nightmares. It hasn't happened yet, but I hope it won't happen when it comes to traveling. My worst nightmare is when on a day your flight is canceled. Imagine you have an itinerary already, you have your hotels booked, you have booked your tours as well, you have planned the restaurants and places to go to, and all of a sudden, your flight is canceled. That's why me and my wife has agreed to avoid Cebu Pacific as much as possible now. I hope you guys agree. If you don't agree, I don't know with you, but for me, Cebu Pacific is the worst so far. Anyway, yes, distinguished Toastmaster Fred.
Maybe there's an employee here listening to us. Employee
Oh
of
no.
Sigpak.
If that is the case, I do apologize. Hello, Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to the table topics portion. As distinguished Toastmaster Fred has already shared, this is an impromptu speaking portion. I'll give it to you a question or sometimes a topic or sometimes a very, very difficult quote. Good luck to you. But I do hope that the questions that I'll be providing to you this evening will invite you to share some of your stories. There are many ways on how to answer the table topics portion. The very simple way is just to give an introduction, body conclusion. That is just the IBC pattern. Or you can also provide a ARAM, which is an answer, reason, example message. You can even do a very simple story, then provide a message in game, and that is to call the SMG. But basically, all in all, just provide a good introduction, a good body, ideally an example, and then a good conclusion to wrap up your speech. You are given 1 to 2 minutes to provide your answer. I'm not sure if our timer will change her screens. Otherwise, just try to be mindful of your time, 1 to 2 minutes. It is important to be mindful of your time, especially if you are going to plan to join the table topics contest in the future. Because if you're under time or over time, you'll automatically be disqualified. But if you don't have any plans, then don't mind about your time too much, okay? All right. So let me share to you the first question. So for our first topic, it's very simple. Tell us about one place in the Philippines you visited that is very memorable. Tell us about one place in the Philippines you visited that is very memorable. Do we have any volunteers for this question? President Christian, would you like to answer this?
Can I skip for now because I'm the evaluator?
Sure, no problem. How about you, Toastmaster Grace? I see you smiling, so I think you have potentially have an answer.
I hope I have shot my video. Anyway, Boracay, I believe, is one of those vacation places I have been admiring from then until now. because of the white sands, of course, the great people, the great food, the music, the ambience, anyone or anybody who would be visiting or who would have visited the place would surely go and return to experience this sweet or these experiences which I have just said. For my part, it just became even sweeter because it has been the place which we had our, let's say, honeymoon with my hubby. So it was memorable in the sense that the place captured all the great things which a newlywed would have experienced. So the great place, great people, the nice ambience, everything about the place is so much, or is it is so much to be said as a very magnificent place that anyone could enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Grace. And I myself have been to Boracay, I believe, twice, and yes, it is a magnificent place. But I also want to go back there again because I'd like to see what happened with Boracay after the major redevelopment that happened there, the major cleanup. I'd really like to see Boracay again since then. For our next topic, this topic is something that not everyone can answer because this is very specific to someone who has visited or traveled abroad already. And so, if you have traveled abroad, share a memorable experience from abroad you've visited. Share a memorable experience from abroad you've visited. Our guest, Sir Bruce, have you traveled abroad already? Not yet. Not yet. All right. I'll reserve you for our next question. Toastmaster Hill, I know you've traveled a lot. How about you give your answer to this question? You're on mute.
Okay. Traveling is educational and also a family bonding together. So I can say that one of my memorable travel abroad is in China, where my elder sister, whom I have not met, and then finally we meet, and she brought me all the way to to the birthplace of uh, our of our families, and then I can see her warm hospitality, trying so much to ensure that we are um, enjoy the place, and opening experience, like bringing us to ride in a the train, what you call that, the fast train.
Bullet
That was
train.
what?
The bullet train.
Yeah, the bullet train. That was even more than 10 years ago. They're already so advanced. And they also brought us to the most calendared island in Xiamen. I also forgot that name. It is always, I can see in the calendar. So those are one of them, my most memorable uh, travel in abroad. That is visiting families. Back to
Thank you.
you,
Thank you so much,
Toastmaster Glenn.
Toastmaster Hill. I have also been fortunate to travel in China before, way back when I was in high school for a math competition. I was very lucky at that time because it was free as well. And yes, we went also to Xiamen, Fuzhou, Wuishan. Unfortunately, we didn't have a chance to go to Great Wall, but it China is very beautiful, a very big country and very beautiful. If you have a chance, yes, try to go there as well. And I always love their fried rice. I am a lover of fried rice. For our next question, where in the world is your dream vacation? Let's given let's assume that you have enough money to travel anywhere in the world. Where in the world is your dream vacation? And like to ask our guest, Sir Bruce, where in
Yeah.
the world is your dream vacation?
First of all, thank you so much for letting me be here in the Toastmasters. It's such an honor to hear from you guys. Um, my dream vacation would be in a very colorful place. I know a lot of Filipinos and people, especially around the world, would like to go there. It's where you can see the northern lights, or as what we call as the aurora borealis. Uh, it's a mix of colors of pink and green and blue dancing in the night sky. Uh, you can see the aurora borealis in this place at any time of the year. It's in Canada, and maybe someday. When I was a child, I used to say that the moment that I'll see the aurora borealis, I can finally say that I can I can die, because it has been my dream vacation. And for someone who's been so ambitious like me, maybe someday I will go there. And that's it for me. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for sharing, Sir Bruce. Do not say that maybe someday. Claim it. You'll be there someday. Yes. And here in Australia, we are fortunate that sometimes we have some aurora lights as well. I think last month or 2 months ago, I myself haven't seen it yet in person, but I've seen the pictures. I'm in Adelaide here in Australia, and the aurora lights happen mostly in Tasmania because it's more southern in Australia. But it happened in very early in the morning, like 2 or 3 a.m. And me and my partner was saying, we are asleep already. So anyway, hopefully we'll have a chance next time. Thank you for sharing, Sir Bruce. And for our last question, and I'll share my screen. If you could live anywhere in the world for a year, where would it be and why? There's so many places in the world. Please don't say Philippines, okay? Not Philippines anymore. If you could live anywhere in the world for a year, where would it be and why? And I'd like to ask our one of our Toastmaster guests, Toastmaster Emerita Zornosa, can you share to us a place that you would like to live? You're on mute, Toastmaster Emerita. There you go.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters.
Good
If,
evening.
if if given a chance, I want to live in a peaceful place where no one can disturb me. Uh, no gadgets, no internet, and everything. So you know where it is. It's in a mountain. It's in the mountain, at the top of the mountain. And I don't know what place is that, but that is in my dream. I want to be on top of the mountain alone. No one will disturb, with the peaceful air and peaceful environment, greenery, but avoid the wildlife. I don't know if there is wildlife there, but I want to avoid wildlife. But I want the ambience, especially when sunrise and sunset is there, and the sounds of the wind, the sounds of the air, and the sounds of the, I mean, some sounds of the birds singing around, and the flowers on the ground, the greenery, and the colorful things in the world that you will never see in the urban and rural areas. Because me in staying here in the urban place becomes so crowded, so polluted, you don't even experience the sound of or singing birds because they can no longer resist the temperature here in Manila. So if given a chance, I want to go like Mount Sinai. So I've been there, but I want to get back to that mountain. And I invite everyone, if you get a chance, visit Mount Sinai. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Emerita. And interestingly enough, I'd just like to share that me and my partner have a similar dream. Uh, Me and my partner are here in Australia. We love Australia, but when we retire, we'd like to go back to the Philippines. But even before we retire, we'd like to live in a farm for 1 year without any phone, without any gadgets, without any computer, without any TVs, and just enjoy the peacefulness of nature and being together. That's what me and my partner have shared and dreaming about in the hopefully near future. Thank you for sharing, Toastmaster Marita. And to all our reactors tonight, thank you for sharing your experiences. And I hope that this this session has made you love to travel more, or at the very least, go dream more of traveling. And I do hope that you will achieve your dream or live place destination. That is the end of the table topics portion. I will immediately proceed to the light interlude portion. And so, to those who have been in the last two meetings, I have been doing this light interlude portion, and it is actually a continuation of what's been happening in the last 2 weeks, last two meetings. And I'd like to encourage you to come in the next few meetings as well to witness the continuation of this. Okay, basically, you will help me. Okay, you all will help me complete my story. Let me share my screen. Where is my screen? All right. Okay. Uh, so, fellow Toastmasters, you guys, help me complete my story. In the past few weeks, I made a story about trying to become a professional athlete, but it failed. I tried to become a world-renowned chef, but it failed. A professional tourist, famous singer, tried to become a successful businessman. It all failed, okay? I hope that these next stories will be successful, but you all know it will still be a failure, okay? I'm giving you the expectation already. So, your task is to fill in the blanks with locations that fit the story. And this is very attuned to the theme tonight already because it's anywhere in the world. You can use cities, countries, landmarks, or any other location that makes sense. So for my first story, I will try to become a famous photographer. I decided to become a famous photographer, but my skills were more like a series of comedic errors. I started by taking pictures in Toastmaster Grace. Give me a location.
In a wedding reception,
In a wedding reception. But my photos were so out of focus that people thought that I was creating modern art. Next, I traveled to Blank to capture the vibrant markets. So, Toastmaster Fred, give me a location.
Bangkok.
Bangkok. Let me just type that in, Bangkok. But I ended up with more pictures of my own feet than actual stalls. Then I went to Blank to document the street food scene. Sir Bruce, give me a location.
Rojas Night Market.
That is a wonderful answer. Thank you so much for that. Rojas Night Market. But I was so clumsy that I kept dropping my camera into dishes. After a quick stop in Blank to photograph the ancient ruins, DD Patricia, give me a location.
Bohol.
Bohol. Very nice answer. Thank you. I managed to photobomb every shot with my shadow. Oh no. Finally, I arrived in Blank to cover a big festival. Toastmaster Hill, give me a location. You're on mute, Toastmaster Hill, if you said anything already.
In India.
India. And my pictures were so unexpectedly humorous that I ended up winning Best in Spontaneous Comedy at the event. Well, hello Toastmasters, as you can see, it was still unsuccessful. Here is the result of the story now. I decided to become a famous photographer, but my skills were more like a series of comedic errors. I started by taking pictures in a wedding reception, but my photos were so out of focus that people thought I was creating modern art. Next, I traveled to Bangkok to capture the vibrant markets, but I ended up with more pictures of my own feet than the actual stalls. Then I went to Rojas Night Market to document the street food scene, but I was so clumsy that I kept dropping my camera into dishes. After a quick stop in Bohol to photograph the ancient ruins, I managed to photobomb every shot with my shadow. Finally, I arrived in India to cover a big festival, and my pictures were so unexpectedly humorous that I ended up winning Best in Spontaneous Comedy at the event. Well, as you can see, being a photographer still is a failure. Let's try to become a famous actor this time. I decided to become a famous actor, but my acting skills were more like over-the-top melodrama. I started by performing in President Christian, give me a location.
In the streets.
In the streets. But I was so bad that people thought I was rehearsing for a comedy.
Wow.
Next, I traveled to Blank to study Shakespearean theater. Who haven't I called yet? Toastmaster Fred, did I call you already?
Yeah.
Ano?
But I can still give you.
Yep. Toastmaster Fred, give me a location.
London.
Thank you. Nice place. But my accent was so off that I accidentally turned Hamlet into a comedy. Then I went to Blank to break in Bollywood. Toastmaster Emerita, give me a location.
In India.
Thank you. That is perfect because Bollywood is actually in India. But my dance moves were so uncoordinated that I ended up as the comic relief in the dramatic movie. As you know, in India, in Indian movies, they are very fond of musicals, dancing and singing. After a quick stop in Blank to join an avant-garde theater troupe, Toastmaster Grace, give me a location.
Greece.
Greece, wow. My experimental acting was so bizarre that I became the troupe's official slapstick star. I don't even know what slapstick. Finally, I arrived in Blank to star in a major film. I think this will be my success now. Sir Bruce, give me a location.
California.
Woo, California. Thank you for that. But my performance was so chaotic that I ended up winning awards for Best Unintended Comedy and Most Creative Use of Prop Malfunctions. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, as you can see, it was still another failure. Here's the story though. I decided to become a famous actor, but my acting skills were more like over the top melodrama. I started by performing in the streets, but I was so bad that people thought I was rehearsing for comedy. Next, I traveled to London to study Shakespearean theater, but my accent was so off that I accidentally turned Hamlet into a comedy. Then I went to India to break into Bollywood, but my dance moves were so uncoordinated that I ended up as the comic relief in a dramatic movie. After a quick stop in Greece to join in avant-garde theater troupe, my experimental acting was so bizarre that I became the troupe's official slapstick star, whatever that is. Finally, I arrived in California to star in a major film, but my performance was so chaotic that I ended up winning awards for Best Unintended Comedy and Most Creative Use of Prop Malfunctions. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, that is it for my stories for the night. In the interest of time, I'll share my one other story next meeting. So if you are here, you will have the fortunate opportunity to hear my next story. But I'd like to ask for your suggestions. What will I try to become on my next story? Give me two
Painter.
suggestions.
Painter.
Painter, all right. I'll write that down. Give me
Become the district director.
district director of those. Okay, I'll write that down.
President of the Philippines.
Let's leave it for two suggestions for now. Painter and district director. Okay. All right. Stay tuned for my next attempt of becoming someone. And that is the end for my light interlude. Back to you. This is Toastmaster Fred.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Glenn, for a very entertaining part of our program. And by the way, your worst nightmare about flight cancellation has already been experienced by Toastmaster Hill when he went to Boracay early this year, I think, or last year. So you ask him about that worst nightmare, and he went by Cebu Pacific actually.
Yes, thank you.
So your worst nightmare has come true, but only to Toastmaster Hill. We are fortunate this evening, we are blessed this evening to have an educational input. It is an input because it teaches how, if you're interested how to do a podcast, this input will teach us how to do a podcast and what skills are needed to do a good one. Our presenter has done a podcast before and he will like to continue this, but perhaps he might like to highlight a skill or a tool that he might want to impart to us on how to do a good podcast. And based on the guidelines given to me, this will be about 13 to 15 minutes presentation because he will share to us a portion, a segment of a podcast after some introduction. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our outgoing president, Toastmaster Christian Joseph Dalisay.
Thank you, DTM Fred. I'll also spotlight our guest. In this video, I will be interviewing Toastmaster Emmy, and we'll talk about her story on becoming a leader in various organizations. And we would like to gain wisdom and confidence and also advice. Hey, what's up? And welcome to CN Dalisay Experience, where we show people nuggets of wisdom into how their future holds, from what they are here at now to what they want to be. And for this episode, I will be interviewing the Club Growth Director of Division B of our District 75. Good evening, Toastmaster Emmy.
Good evening, Toastmaster and outgoing President Christian. Good evening. And good
How,
evening to fellow Toastmasters.
how are you tonight?
I'm fine, doing great.
Okay, let's start. How did you get involved with Toastmasters and what prompted you to join Toastmasters?
I remember in 2015, while I'm delivering my acceptance speech as the president of Rotary International, I got so nervous that I almost freeze in front of maybe 100 audience. I am just accepting the position, but I don't know. I was shaking and cannot deliver. Because by profession, I am an accountant. And as an accountant, my job role is only writing things and bookkeeping and also writing reports, financial statements. Never did I try to be in front of the audience. And that fear of telling something in front of the audience caught the attention of one of the audience. After the event, someone approached me and tell me that I have the potential to be a good public speaker. And she wanted me to introduce me to Toastmaster. Without anything, I agree because I know I lack that skills to talk in public. So I accepted the offer and I joined Toastmaster from 2015 until now.
Wow, that's a very wonderful story for us for what to start as Toastmaster. What have been your most beneficial journey in Toastmasters?
Yeah, in 2018, due to Toastmaster, my advisor in my thesis during my doctoral degree invited me at Philippine Women's University to be the director of graduate studies. I told my advisor, "What? You are trusting me with this position without any experience?" But she insists because he told me, "Your experience is more than enough to the position." For what? I don't believe it. She told me that with the integrity that I have, with the auditing experience that I have, and the 3 years guest lecturer at Philippine Business School, she insisted for me to try. I told him, I have a full-time job. What shall I do? I don't have any academic experience. Then it's all. That means I rejected the offer. But
Mhm.
on a monthly basis, that advisor of mine, who is the chancellor and senior vice president of Philippine Women's University, still insists, I need you here in Philippine Women's University as coordinating the 14 programs that we are handling here in PWU. I told them, what time will I give to PWU? I have a Monday to Friday work and I have a family. How can I handle this? But one of my co-Toastmaster told me, who is an academic, give it a try. It's a great experience and that position is never been offered to me. He said to me, please try and you will enjoy it. And the Toastmaster experience that you have, I can assure you, you can handle this. So my first stint, because as a director of graduate studies, you are always invited at the stage and speak to people, 1,000 people, more than 1,000 people. But to my to my experience, I no longer shake my hands and my knees and everything, all my nerves. That's why I trusted Toastmaster and I invited more people here in Toastmaster due to that experience of my nerve shaking experience in Rotary, not in PWU. I come to test that I can now speak impromptu in front of 1,000 audience without nerve breaking experience.
Wow, that's really Toastmasters has really helped you, molding you in becoming the and becoming and having this position. It's no ordinary feat. And how about your journey in the leadership in Toastmasters? Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, in 2021 when pandemic came, I was elected as president of I Aim Toastmasters Club. I told them, well, how can I be the president wherein we don't have a face-to-face meeting? And this is a public speaking stint. How would I uh, handle the meeting? I am not aware of Zoom. I'm not aware of MS Meeting. The online meeting, I never had an experience. But since I'm a president, I go to YouTube University, see how Toastmaster meeting is done online. And with the 1 year term as a Toastmaster president, we gain distinguished, being a distinguished club, presidential distinction. And we've been one of the top 10 clubs in Division B. And the I think we are on the top 3 in the membership uh, recruitment. And that experience, no idea for me that we will get that distinction. But maybe with the previous experience of my Rotary experience and PW experience, this gave me more confidence in handling a club which can be recognized as Presidential Distinguished Club.
Wow, you have many things that come into your life from being president of Rotary International, then being the director of graduate school, and then this one in various leadership in Toastmasters. That's you you were really destined for this, for these leadership roles. How did it how did it mold you, Toastmaster Emmy?
Uh, yes, my inspiration, of course, to be in this, in this position, in this state of my life, is my mother. My mother is a teacher, a high school principal. Oh, we are 10 in the family. We are 10 siblings in the family. And with that inspiration that my mother has installed in us, that even we are 10 in the family, we are all scholars. Pre-tuition fee, only my parents is only providing us for the allowance. Even the books and the notebooks and supplies, someone is sponsoring it. So without any hindrances, it's hard, but with the 10 of us, all graduates and professional now, I can say that I was able to copy what my mother has done because my two kids now are already professional, one engineer and one a financial management graduate. And with that, I know everyone can do this the same like me.
Yeah. Now we know how you got that character, and that's from your mother.
Yes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Emmy. And any parting words for our audience, for our fellow Toastmasters and guests?
Yeah. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I encourage you to continue your Toastmasters journey because you will not regret sharing your experiences and sharing all your stories in life. You can help them grow as well, not only personally and professionally. So keep going. Take the risk of having failures in public speaking, in talking to people, because in that you learn and grow. And don't take failure as something negative. Put it as a challenge, not a problem. And that uh, situation wherein you fail in public speaking will mean a part of a lesson learned in life wherein you can use this to challenge yourself and grow more and be a better person of yesterday. That
Thank you,
will be.
Toastmaster Emmy. Let's now have our lightning talks. I have quick questions for you. You would just reply which selection pertains to you. First
Okay.
question: coffee, milk, choco, or tea?
Coffee,
Coffee. Cat, dog, or fish?
fish,
Last song on repeat.
last song,
What song do you you would like to sing in your head repeatedly?
Holy Spirit, I need
Okay.
you.
If you could date someone, dead or living, who would it be?
It would be my mother. My mother is already, she passed away already in 2018. But if I given a chance, I want to date my mother every weekend and have a nice dinner with her because this is the thing that I was not able to do when she was alive because I'm so busy with my personal life. So as I suggest to everyone, please, when your mother is still alive, have a date, a night date or a breakfast date or anything one on one with your mother. It's very precious time.
Thank you, Toastmaster Emmy. Who's the last question? Who's the most successful person you idolize?
Miriam Defensor Santiago.
Wow, that's a very influential person. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Emmy, for being in this show, and I'm thankful for you being here in this show. We hope that our audience learned a lot on being a leader, just like you. Do you want
Thank
to
you.
plug in your socials or where they can follow you?
If you want to take your masteral or doctoral degree,
Yes.
don't forget Philippine Women's University. We are doing it hybrid. You can take it online or we can have it face to face. So just contact me at my phone number 0917-534-7684 and continue in Toastmaster, your journey in Toastmaster, and for sure, your professional growth will increase and will grow more.
Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
That's the end.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Emery and Toastmaster Christian, for a wonderful podcast. I learned two things on how to conduct a podcast. Two skills. One is to be able to ask relevant questions, which are interesting to the resource person, and questions which are interesting to the audience. And the second one is time management, so that you will not drag the conversation rather long. So thank you very much, Toastmaster Christian, for this educational input. For the benefit of our guests here in the Toastmasters, every portion, every part of the program is being evaluated in order for us to learn what are the things we need to improve in our speech development and what are the things which are commendable. So Toastmaster Bruce, we have come to the evaluation portion of our program. And we are honored to have tonight with us a general evaluator who is a dedicated Toastmaster. She is the current Division E Director, and I believe she's a Noni. Okay, she's a Noni, so please give my regards to my Noni friends, to Nem, to Renu, and to all the other stalwarts there of the Noni Club. And I would like to hear from you also anything related to travel. So please help me welcome Director E, Division Director, Tricia De Jesus. Round of applause.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters from the Toastmasters Club of Davao, TMCD, our mother club here in Davao, and I'm quite delighted to be with you here tonight. Maayong gabi kaninyong tanan.
Ngayong gabi.
Ngayong gabi.
To obey our Toastmaster of the evening, I am consumed by wanderlust. I have happy feet. I love to travel, and as long as my energy can handle, I will be traveling all my life. I have been blessed to have traveled much since I was young, and I have worked abroad as well. US, Europe, Asia, but my favorite place of all, and I will never tire visiting the place. Australia, I have been there too, and I've worked there for a year as well. But my favorite place, Ichiban-ski, is Japan. That will remain as my dream destination. If I can live there for a year, I will, particularly Kyoto, because like Toastmaster Emerita, I'd like to live in a peaceful place that is surrounded by nature, and that is Kyoto. I love Japan so much that I am learning the Nihongo language. And I have recently just passed the first level for the
Really?
Japanese proficiency exam, and I am self-learning to take the second level.
Konnichiwa,
Japanese.
ragahibaw, ano mo?
Ay, konbanwa. Genki desu ka? And I'm going back and staying there for 3 weeks next month. Right. Okay, so happy new Toastmasters year to us all. We have just started a new Toastmasters year beginning July 1st. So this is Toastmasters year 2024 and 2025. And I am pleased to be with you tonight to start the Toastmasters year right. Yes, I am the division director, and I look forward to be in touch closely with all 13 clubs in our division, including Toastmasters Club of Davao. And we have planned a series of new activities for this Toastmasters year, and the distinguished Toastmaster Fred there and everyone. And I have met also Toastmaster Hill, that Toastmasters Club of Davao will actively participate with the division activities. My role tonight is as your general evaluator. Toastmaster Christian first invited me to be your inducting officer. So that's what I actually prepared for. But then we always say yes in Toastmasters. So I said yes to serve as your general evaluator tonight. And as GE, my role is to evaluate everything that has happened during this meeting, from the way the meeting has been conducted to how the role takers performed their functions. And of course, I'm not alone in the task of evaluation. I have a team with me. We have the grammarian, we have the table topics evaluator, we have the prepared speech evaluator. I am not sure if we shall have an evaluator for that educational input, the podcast. And we also have technical evaluators such as the out counter and the timer. So let me proceed with my observation as to the preliminaries that have taken place tonight. Our meeting started on time, and actually I was the one who was late for some 5 minutes due to a phone call. So that is good. We started on time. We have a good theme, Where in the World. I just hope that maybe next time we can have the theme indicated in the program so that we know that ahead of time. And I will consider this tonight's program as a complete program, even though we don't have a formal speaker. I am not sure how you classify the podcast, but because of that educational input, it is a complete program. In terms of attendance, there are 8 warm bodies on the screen, and that is a fairly good number. I believe 6 are members of the club and 2 of us are guests. Okay. I liked what happened during the preliminaries when you all discussed the changes in the program and asking everyone to take the gaps, the roles, and everyone was willing to listen, and it was a very friendly atmosphere and everyone was smiling and laughing, and I love that. And then we had the introduction of the Toastmaster of the evening by Toastmaster Hill. And I appreciate his introduction of the Toastmaster of the evening, especially for me, who know very little about distinguished Toastmaster Fred, because through his introduction, he fulfilled the function of the introduction, and I
Don't
learned
believe
much.
everything he said.
Sorry?
Don't believe everything he said.
I learned much about distinguished Toastmaster Fred. I know he is a good friend of my mentors in the Davao Noontime, but I learned much more tonight through the introduction of Toastmaster Hill. I learned that he is a certified scuba diver, a biker who has biked for 200 kilometers. Of course, a distinguished Toastmaster, and almost summa cum laude. Did I hear that right?
Don't believe again.
And that he is a holy man because he's a very kind and generous man. And so that is a very good introduction. Let us give Toastmaster Hill a round of applause. At this point, before I proceed, I'd like to call another evaluator. Can we start with the table topics evaluator with Toastmaster Christian?
Thank you, General Evaluator. My role as the table topics evaluator is to evaluate our reactors during the table topic session. And let's get to it. I found similarity in the delivery of the reactors. First, I like the storytelling of all the reactors. First, I'd like to highlight Toastmaster Grace for very informative style of storytelling. Toastmaster Hill for his excitement, and then our guest Bruce for his passion, and and also our our last reactor, Toastmaster Emmy, for being descriptive in her storytelling. And I'd like also to highlight one thing for improvement in most of our reactors, in which uh, being focused on our eyes to the camera, it gives uh, more value when we are in front of the camera, and avoiding looking up and on the sides. I understand that sometimes we do that because we think or generate ideas from those questions, and to improve on that, we can practice that while facing in front, by because that also practices in our delivery. And for tonight, I uh, our 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 role mo- our best speaker for our table topics is our Toastmaster Emmy, for delivering a complete speech, which is an RM, an answer, reason, example, and message. For our remaining reactors, I'd like for you also to I'd like I I would like to challenge you, for you to improve uh, Toastmaster Grace. For example, a specific experience in Boracay, and then Bruce for citing a message. A message is likely a call to action. For example, would you like to come with me to see Aurora Borealis? And then also lastly is Toastmaster Hill for for doing the remaining parts of the RM, which is an example and message. I'd like to end my speech uh, with a good quote, which practices listening, which is, we communicate not to reply, but to respond. And I'd like for you, fellow Toastmasters, to practice responding, for us to build relationships, and rather replying for us to continue a conversation. And that's all. Back to our general evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Christian. I agree that was a solid table topics session, primarily because the topics were very good, and it made us really want to respond to those questions. I wish there were more reactors. Yes, and it was an inspiring session. It made us want to travel more, right? And let me just add to what Toastmaster Christian said. Toastmaster Table Topics Master Glenn Joseph had very good slides, very good slides for us to see the topics. He introduced the session with sample speech structures, which is informative, especially for our guests. Gave the clear time limits for responses, and gave good segues as well. He shared his experience for every reactor's answer. So I like that. Let us give a round of applause for Table Topics Master Glenn. And thank you, a big hand as well to our Table Topics Evaluator, Toastmaster Christian. For the word of the evening, it was Toastmaster Grace who gave us the word itinerary. It's a very useful word, but maybe next time you can give us a more advanced word, a word that we have heard, but not as common, and something we can add to our current vocabularies. I am not sure if if some of us use the word of the evening itinerary tonight, I don't think I use that, but let us give a big hand for our word master, Toastmaster Grace. At this point, let me also call Toastmaster Grace because she is the grammarian for tonight. Toastmaster Grace.
Thank you so much, District Director Patricia. Thank you, ma'am. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of the germs and the gems. So the gems refer to the misuse of the language and wrong use of tenses or subject-verb agreement. The gems, of course, refer to noteworthy phrases, quotes, or moral lessons from a speech. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to take note as to how many times we have used the word of the day. So for tonight's meeting, we have itinerary as our word of the evening. And for tonight, the ones who use it, of course, are Toastmaster Fred, our Toastmaster of the evening, and table topic master, Toastmaster Glenn. Also, for the germs, the improper or grammatical uses, which have been noted. First, we have, I heard somebody said, travel in abroad. It could have been better if we use travel abroad. And I also heard someone said, someone approached me and tell me. It could have been better if it is stated as someone approached and told me. Lastly, we have this, one of my co-Toastmasters, and it could have been better if it is stated as one of my co-Toastmasters being in plural form. And also, we have the gems. These are the quotes or the thoughts, the words or sayings that stand out. So first, we have got this phrase, the peace of nature. And also, it's striking to hear YouTube University. Then we have, don't take failure as negative, but as a challenge. We also have a date with your mother. And lastly, this is a striking phrase, I have a happy feet and I can travel all my life. That would be all. Back to you, District Director Patricia.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Grace, for that language evaluation. Next, we also had a light interlude. Light interlude is an optional portion of a meeting, but I am happy that tonight we had the light interlude, and that was a brilliant segment, I would say. So for that, a big hand for Toastmaster Glenn. It was a unique session that it had blanks to be filled by all of us and made it interactive. And of course, what we want here in Toastmasters is an opportunity for everyone to speak during the meeting. And that was a very good segment, and I will copy that in a future meeting. And I look forward to your next story if you shall become a successful painter or district director in Toastmasters.
Look forward to it.
Yes. Okay. For the educational input by Toastmaster Christian and Toastmaster Emerita, that was a new thing for me. It was a podcast format, and I learned much from that, the same way as mentioned by our distinguished Toastmaster Fred. And because of that interview, that was an inspirational input as well, because we learned about the story of Toastmaster Emerita being a leader in Toastmaster, how she became one, her journey as a Toastmaster leader, And yes, it's for district officers like me. That is a very inspiring session. And so a big hand for Toastmaster Christian and Toastmaster Emerita. I wonder if we designated an evaluator for this as a speech project. Is it Toastmaster Christian?
Sadly, the evaluator is not around.
Okay, so this is recorded. An evaluator can evaluate it from the video, is it?
It's complicated to explain, but currently it's not yet because it would still be recorded for the actual speech project delivery.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
Director
let's
Trish,
end it at that.
Director Trish, you might want to ask for feedback from some people.
Okay,
If there are
Uh,
people who would like to give feedback, then this might be time for them to do that, just to help also Toastmaster Christian in improving his podcast.
okay, we can ask from the floor, distinguished Toastmaster Fred. But before that, is this a specific speech project, Toastmaster Christian?
Yes. The prior completion before the speech delivery is to accumulate 60 minutes of podcast.
Okay, so that's
So yeah.
an actual.
So
Okay,
for the various sessions in the previous sessions in this, I am currently accumulating that before that to present on the actual speech.
noted, Toastmaster Christian. So what I loved most about the project is the fast talk,
Buya Bunda.
Boyabunda style. So I like the snappy style of questioning your interviewee. Any other feedback from the floor?
I'd like to provide a bit of feedback. I've seen your past two podcasts, and I can definitely see the improvement in all of those. And I unfortunately I haven't written really everything. I haven't thought of giving feedback, but I really think that you're improving from each podcast. I feel that more um there's more and more spontaneity, even though I know it's not spontaneous. I think it you are going to that path to making it more like it's spontaneous. So that's a good thing, Toastmaster Christian. I think that's one thing about podcasts. You know it's prepared most of the time, but try to make it look like it's unprepared and spontaneous, and that will be a better podcast.
Thank you, Toastmaster Glenn. Any other feedback?
Would you be willing to be the one who will do podcast with Christian, Director Trish? It will be the subject.
If I am qualified, then of course, anytime. As long as the speech project requires it, I will help any Toastmaster to complete their speech projects and reach another level in pathways. All right, so for that, let us give Toastmaster Christian and Toastmaster Emerita a big hand. Now, I think it's time for our technical evaluators. May I call first our accounter? Who is our accounter?
Toastmaster Hill.
Toastmaster Hill, the floor is yours.
Toastmaster Hill.
For the benefit of our guests, my role here is to record all the the long pause, the repetitive words, the and ums like those. And here we are trying to learn to avoid so that we could be an eloquent speaker. So here's the summary of my record. For Toastmaster Grace, 5 long pause, 2. For Toastmaster Emerita Samosa, 4. Myself, 3 long pause, 2. District Director Tricia, 2. Repetitive words, 3. No, this is for Toastmaster Christian. For Division Director Tricia, it's 2. So that's so far my record. Back to you, Toastmaster Tricia.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hill. In this club, do we have a penalty for verbal crutches?
We
Do
use
you?
more.
Soon
Due to
when we go
pandemic.
back to face to face.
Hopefully, it's just 5 pesos, so I owe you only 10 pesos for my 2 hours. Okay, let's now proceed to the timer's report. May I call Toastmaster Emerita.
Yeah, good evening, fellow Toastmaster. Once again, I'm here to do I was tasked to do the timing of all our speakers for tonight. And to summarize, congratulations to all of us. We don't have overtime except the table topics evaluator, which is over by 25 seconds. For table topic speakers, all of them are on time. Toastmaster Hill, 2 minutes. Toastmaster Grace, 1 minute and 17 seconds. Guest Bruce, 1 minute and 4 seconds. For Toastmaster Emmy, 1 minute. The podcast should be 13 to 15 minutes. It took 14 minutes and 52 seconds. For our grammarian, 1 to 2 minutes. The time is 1 minute and 49 seconds. For our counter, 1 to 2 minutes. The actual time is 1 minute and 20 seconds. Let us continue to be on time always when doing our role and task here in our meeting, in our Toastmaster meeting. Congratulations to all. Back to you, General Evaluator Tricia.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Emerita. Last but not least, for our Toastmaster of the evening, distinguished Toastmaster Fred, it is always a big task to evaluate somebody like distinguished Toastmaster Fred.
Laging tuo ng Hill.
How can someone like me, a newbie, give an evaluation for Toastmaster Fred? But that is my task. So yes, I only have good words to say. Distinguished Toastmaster Fred is a natural speaker. Oh, natural. I have heard him speak in past Zoom meetings with Davao Noontime and other division Zoom meetings. And what I love about the way he speaks is his tone. He has a cheerful tone, a friendly tone, very approachable, and he is funny too at this meeting. I like the theme chosen for this meeting, which our Toastmaster of the evening explained very well in his opening spiel. And lastly, I would say we had a good, snappy flow for tonight with our program, all because the segues given by our Toastmaster evening is clear and snappy as well. So big hand for our Toastmaster of the evening, distinguished Toastmaster Fred.
Thank you.
Okay. So happy new Toastmasters year to everyone. I look forward to working closely with you this coming Toastmasters year. Please help me as I do my best to fulfill my role as division director. This is a big task. Just to mention our division, there is a possibility that our division will be a larger one with more clubs due to realignment. So that means more clubs and more work. So I really do look forward to your active participation as a club and as a Toastmaster this coming Toastmasters year. Let us make Division E solid and harmonious and united. Our tagline for Division E is we engage, we empower, and we elevate. And I am just a call away, a text away if you have any questions or any comments as we go along throughout this Toastmaster year. So let us follow the theme of this meeting. Let's all hope and make it happen. Our dream vacations, let us not wait for next year, but go see the world. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, distinguished Toastmaster Fred.
Thank you very much, Director Tricia, for your kind words and for inspiring us to be more active in division activities. I hope that our new set of leaders will indeed, I hope they will really indeed give their full support to your administration. I know it's a very difficult task to be the division director, but I know you can do it. I have my share of travels. I've been to Silicon Valley, I've been to Mumbai, but I haven't seen any Bollywood artist there. But I am never a travel bug. Never have been. I hate packing and lugging along suitcases. I hate the anxiety of going through immigration, wondering if I have forgotten something. I am hoping that for the day when virtual reality headsets become more advanced, so that I don't have to travel but still enjoy the travel experience, just putting on that headset and goggles and be there. You know, Toastmaster Hill and I planned an ASEAN backpacking trip. We fly into Singapore, go by train through Malaysia and Thailand, perhaps swing to Cambodia or Laos, but it never happened because of certain events in my life. But if there's one place I want to visit, actually, it is Switzerland. I have seen numerous videos of the different villages in Switzerland, and they are so just picture perfect. Verdant green grass, tall white mountains, clean rivers, clean villages. It seems like the Swiss has learned to live with nature and not to abuse it. So ladies and gentlemen, this script, I'm hoping and dreaming that one day these travel experiences that we might want to happen in our lives will indeed happen, because these are some of the things that make life, worth living. Good evening once again, fellow Toastmasters, and back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Fred. And we have our president's time and also for our guests. And before that, we'll have the picture taking because our division director said that he has another meeting at 8:30. Toastmaster Joseph, picture taking, please.
Yes, open your cameras, everyone. Toastmaster Grace and Sir Bruce, if you're around. Yes, all right. Toastmaster Hill, we cannot see you anymore for some reason. There you go. But I think Toastmaster Hill is frozen. Toastmaster Hill, come back.
He's blackened. Where are you, Hill? Oh, there you are.
Let's try to get a picture while Toastmaster Hill is there. But,
Oh, he's gone again.
but ready your smile. When he's back, I'll take a picture.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, smile.
Oh,
Teka lang, nawala.
what's wrong with your camera, Toastmaster Hill? Hmm. There you are, again.
Okay, again, 1, 2, 3. Okay, kuha ko yun.
Okay.
Mag-walkie
Good.
pa ba
Got it.
tayo?
Nawala na si Hill.
Well,
Okay na yung isang
Yes na.
picture.
before you go, Division Director Patricia, Trish, do you have any announcements?
Okay, just one important announcement. On August 3rd, we will have the division turnover and installation ceremony. So this is August 3 here in Davao City. Most likely either 4 p.m. or 6 p.m. I am still looking for a proper venue for this. Aside from the installation of the division council officers, we will have a portion for the installation of all incoming club officers. So even if you already have your own club installation or not, even if you've done it already, you are still welcome to attend that division installation, and club officers will get the chance to be installed at this venue. So I really look forward to seeing all of you there. I will make an announcement by next week as to the time and the venue, but August 3rd is already the final date. So hope I will see you there. My mission for this Toastmasters year is for the division to be a closer knit family. That is my wish for division. I want us to be friends. I want the clubs to collaborate more, not only for academics, not only for speech contests, not only for learning sessions, but I really, one main reason why we joined Toastmasters really is to build our network. And for me, that is through social connection. So I plan to hold more social activities within the division for us to be truly friends and not just fellow Toastmasters. Okay.
Very well said.
Thank you,
Only
Division
I can be
Director
there as
Trish.
well.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
them
Too bad we cannot fly and see you there. So, all right. I'll have to go. Thanks very much, Toastmaster
Okay,
Christian,
thank you very
and
much.
everyone. Please send me a copy of our screenshot.
Okay.
Thank you. Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Good night.
Bye.
Now going back to our president's time, we welcome our guest. We have Bruce, and so we would like to know you a little bit. And what's your comment or anything about the meeting? What do you think of the club
Hello,
and our
good.
meeting?
Thank you so
Yes.
much for letting me join here tonight. I really enjoyed the session for tonight. I thought it was it was going to be very strict or structured. But I really enjoyed it because I actually am very nervous in terms of public speaking. That's why I'm here. Wanted to level up in terms of my public speaking. I was invited first by Coach Russ Yuson, if you know him. Um and by Jody Solis, he went to the face-to-face session in Burst Cafe in Davao last week, and they said that it was fun. I was very nervous going in. But you guys made it so fun and entertaining, and I learned a lot. I actually have my notes here. Thank you so much.
Yes, I believe you have the potential to become a public speaker. You really said things, many things already. That's really a wonderful feat for being a public speaker. And perhaps if you'd like to join us here in Toastmasters Club of Davao, we welcome you ahead, and you can keep in touch with Toastmaster Joseph. He will be assisting you in uh, doing the requirements and for the registration for the membership here in the club. And for our next meeting, it's supposedly be third Wednesday, and still we will have discussion because we'll we'll maybe have joint meetings in Burst Cafe. And then, so as the president of Toastmasters Club of Davao, I adjourn this meeting. Good evening, everyone.
Good night,
Thank you.
everyone.
Good
Thank
night.
you. See ya.
Good night. Good night.
Nice.